A lot of people are starting to lose hope. A lot of people are starting to give up. They starting to feel like nothing they do is worth it. But in reality, I really don't blame them, because I've been feeling like this too for quite some time. Because just think about it. The other day, somebody asked me a question. They were saying, so if somebody was doing a job that didn't require manual labor, like customer service, typing on a computer, answering phones, or anything that's not manual labor, how much do you think they should get paid, right? I was saying at least about $10,000 a month. They was like, why? Why would they get paid $10,000 a month and they really ain't got to do nothing? I said, but in reality, just think about it. With the cost of living, inflation, with everything that's going up in prices, everything is going up, right? I think everybody should get a raise. But you got to do the math. You may work 8 hours a day. You may work 10 hours a day, right? You have to show up 5 days a week. Some people have to work overtime. But you can't get mad when a job cuts your overtime, because it's not personal. It's just business. A lot of people take it personal because they got bills, right? So think about it. If you've been working for 5 days, maybe 6 or 7, 8 or 10 hours, right? And you have to deal with people and their attitudes, because no matter where you go, you're going to have to deal with people. So if you really do the math, and then you get paid, and then all your money going to bills just because it's an inflation. And a lot of people say you just don't know how to manage your money. But in reality, you are managing your money. Interest rates are going up on credit cards no matter what you do, no matter if you spend it. So even if you spend more on your credit card, you still need that to live. So with all that you got to go through, you get paid. Some people get paid once a week. You know, some people got to wait every 2 weeks to get paid, right? And then you got to deal with your supervisor. If you ain't cool with your supervisor, you can't do nothing right with your supervisor. Is it really worth it? Ask yourself that money you make, majority of the people got to wait every 2 weeks to get paid. But if you got to wait every 2 weeks to get paid just to be broke 2 days later, are you making enough money? That's when you got to really do the math, because the math ain't mathing. Because a lot of people put money over their time. So all the time spent and all the things that you got to go through, just ask yourself, do you make enough? And then a lot of people will say, well, if I just be better as a person, my supervisor won't criticize me or be on me. That really don't matter. Because at the end of the day, I don't like when people say that, because it don't matter what you do, because you can't control people. So if they got it out for you, they're going to always find something against you anyway. Because I had situations like that back in the day when I used to work for a nursing home. You know, I used to make, $10 an hour. Back then, this was like 2013, 2012. I used to do a lot. I used to be a porter. I used to sweep. I used to mop. I used to wash the dishes, take the carts to the units, to the patients, right? At the nursing home. I had a supervisor that illegally fired me. And then a lot of people was telling me, like, she illegally fired you. You should go back, because the burden is on her now because she made a mistake. I'm going to tell you the story. So I go back. I was young too, because my first mindset was to just quit, because it was just like I was being harassed. She was telling me, like, threatening to fire me, all types of stuff. So then when I came back, She let me work a whole year. Remember, I wasn't making that much. And then it was like, I got me a new car, right? So when I got me a new car, remember, I worked a whole year with no nothing. Once I got a new car, I couldn't do nothing right. So at the end of the day, why would you stress yourself out for somebody's opinions and the way somebody think anyway? Because it just don't matter. So at the end of the day, just think about that. So if you're starting to realize that it's not worth it, I don't blame you, because look what I had to go through. Look what people have to go through just to get a paycheck. And then you start to realize, like, I'm going to be more valuable with my time. Because at the end of the day, time is the most important currency. Because if you wasting time, you got to do it again. If you're doing something and you're not getting nowhere, it's like you stuck. And a lot of people are starting to wake up because they starting to feel like they stuck. So they trying to do anything to keep their peace. And a lot of people are leaving their jobs just to protect their peace. Because I used to hear stories like that all the time too. Like, well, just back in the day, you know, hood stories. They used to be like, well, man, I ain't got no license, but if I drive regular, the police ain't gonna pull me over. That don't matter. They can look at your plates and see if you ain't got no insurance and all that, and they can just pull you over because they choose to pull you over. And you just better make sure you straight when they pull you over. So I don't see how people say they can control something if they act different. If somebody wants you, if the police wants to pull you over, ain't nothing you can do. If a job wants to fire you or write you up, ain't nothing you can do. Because they got it out for you anyway. Because even if you try to be perfect, because nobody's perfect, they know that. But you're not cool with them and they feel like you don't like to follow orders. Because they're not doing it based off their logic. They doing it based off how they feel. And like I always used to say, you have a right to feel how you want to feel. But it's still not logic. A lot of people getting their feelings. You can feel any way you want to feel. But that doesn't mean you're right. So how you feel. And I mean that. So that's why a lot of people are starting to feel like it's not worth it. They putting their energy into situations with life, friendships, or they trying to feel like, I feel like I can do this and this person. You can't change people. It's not worth it. You just got to start to observe people. If they're a lost cause, let them be a lost cause in peace. Just don't let them come disturbing your peace. Because it's not worth it. That's why they losing interest. People are losing interest in everything. Because they feel like they're not getting nowhere. And I understand, because a lot of people have been feeling like this for quite some time. Because they feel like something strange has been going on. And then it's like, it's terrifying. But at the end of the day, they're trying to do everything to keep their peace. That's why they're trying to go back in the day in the 90s and the 80s. The early 2000s, because times were better. Everybody seemed like they was more together back then. But now, everybody's divided. So let me know how y'all been feeling in the comments too, because this is a strong topic, because I feel what y'all been feeling, because it's not worth the headache. And a lot of people are trying to just keep their peace now. They don't want nobody come bothering their peace. And I don't blame them. Because they feel like they've been working so hard and they really don't even get time to relax, because everybody is always bothering them with something. And then it's like these bills are just coming out of nowhere. And it's just going to stress you out. A lot of people are stressed. That's why a lot of people don't want to have fun, because they feel like They just living to survive. And that don't even make sense. How you just working your job just to pay bills? So when you try to buy anything for you, you can't. So it's like you're not free. It's like you're stuck. So that's why people can't go have fun, because they feel like they stuck. But a lot of people, shoot, they not even worried about bills like they used to no more. Because at the end of the day, you still gonna have bills. So it's like they not trying to be behind on their bills, but they not stressing it no more because it's not worth it. Then you got some people that just hate on you, and they want you to feed back into them because they not happy with their life. It's crazy that the things that people do, but you start to learn it's not even worth it. You starting to protect your peace. You starting to remove your feelings out the way, because once you keep pulling your feelings in the way, it's like you gonna always have rebuttal for anything you do. Just notice, if you dealing with any situation, right, and you keep having rebuttal for anything that you do, you got to stop yourself. Because at the end of the day, you may not be noticing that you're doing this, but you got to stop yourself, because you just making things difficult and it's simple. And once you learn to just let that go, because it's not even worth it no more, like some people have let it go, and they starting to wake up and realize your life is going to be better, because a lot of people haven't woken up. They still doing the same thing. They still, well, I don't believe this, I don't believe that. You doing things based off how you feel, not based off experience. Sometimes you really got to go through what you got to go through to make you a better person. But it's how you react to these situations what makes you better. If you don't know how to react to these situations, and you always saying, well, I could have did this, I could have did that, you feel like you got to be right all the time. You don't know all the answers. I don't know all the answers. But once you learn that you don't know everything, that's when you become powerful. And that's how people are becoming powerful and special, because they start to realize that it don't even matter. It's not worth it. And I know it's strange what's been going on. Just do the math. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? That's all I want to know. And that's my take on this situation, because a lot of y'all been feeling just like me. And it's just crazy out here. So let me know how y'all feel about this situation, because most of us been feeling this energy shift for quite some time. And I don't blame y'all. So if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, you still gonna see me anyway. So I'm gonna see y'all again. Peace.